as you felt the promotion, because you and Errol don't do crazy antics all over, that the promotion hasn't probably been as high as you thought. But 1.1 million views and growing for All Access, and a lot of people responding to it and appreciating it. Do you feel differently now about how this fight's being promoted?
Okay, so when you go outside and you see somebody that doesn't know anything about boxing, they really don't know the fight is going on. That's what I mean by it could be bigger. Die-hard boxing fans, people that's into boxing, yes, they all know about the fight. They all been wanting the fight. They all been calling for the fight. But if I go to my next door neighbor's grandma's house that doesn't watch boxing, if she don't read the newspaper and we ain't in the newspaper, then is she gonna know who I am? That's what I mean by, it could be bigger on different outlets, I would say.
To me, this is a simple equation right here. It's a couple primary things and it's a lot of things on the side that you can add with it, but I'll stick to the primary and get to the side stuff at the end. Primarily, a fight of this caliber didn't have enough time. This fight deserved a full-fledged tour all the way around, no doubt about it. So the fight didn't get enough time to brew, to marinate for enough people to know about it. The caliber of the fight and the time in which the fight has been scheduled to drop don't match. They're not good because this fight is way bigger than that. So number one, it's not enough time. Number two, well, to be honest, only one person's promoting the fight, and that's Terrence Crawford. Everybody talking about Errol Spence energy is not there, which is coupled with the press conference. And the press conference is, they're boring, face it. Which leads me to one of the main primaries. You guys let the air out of this fight. All the stuff that would make it intriguing and all that other stuff, you guys are disregarding it. I didn't think that you'll be able to do it, but somehow you guys managed to do it. You let the air right out of this fight. Number one, we could talk about the $1 million bet. That's one thing that enticed people. That's one thing that makes it more interesting. That's one thing that made people want to see, on top of who becomes undisputed, who also had to fork up that $1 million. And this is the thing. Even if you guys wasn't going to keep the bet amongst each other, at least to the public, you should have kept it up. It looks good. You know what I'm saying? It's what helped create the fight. Okay? The other thing is the whole, why didn't we get this fight sooner? You guys don't want to have that conversation of ducking. Who ducked who? Like I said, which leads me to believe there's some kind of branding clause or something like that. But you guys don't want to talk about that. This whole fight was built up around that. Do not forget that this fight comes from the YouTube street world. That's exactly where it comes from. Okay? So the fact that we didn't get this fight for years and years and years and years on end, what was the holdup is kind of the primary of what's going to make the press conference interesting. And this is what's going to stand out. And this is what's messed up. And this is what I mean by letting the air out the fight. Do you know what these press conferences, do you know what they should look like? I'm going to tell you what they should look like. That's what the press conference should look like. That video got more juice. That video got more liveliness. That video got more energy than any of these press conferences put together times 10. How is that possible? That video alone is one of the most major promotional tools to anchor and get this fight made that you could have used just these clips alone. And y'all just did it a little bit, but y'all didn't want to use this angle. But this is what this, do you guys realize that video shut the whole boxing world down when that came out? You know how much energy was behind this fight when that video dropped? So here we are at the press conference and, these two guys being overly respectful and all this stuff. And Errol Spence is dissing him and Terrence Crawford is allowing it and, all this other stuff. And there's nothing there. So that's what I mean by letting the air out of the fight. What other entertainment you gonna get these people? Which leads me to my next primary, and all this stuff strings together. There is no polarizing character there. This could never be, it could never be received on a casual level like a Hagler and Leonard, because Hagler and Leonard spent more time in front of the camera, both more than Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. We knew who they were. We got a sense of who they were. We got the character. You need a polarizing character, whether good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Whether hero or villain, you need that. You really do need that. And these guys, you guys don't have the personality to carry you to that casual threshold like you want to. Now, that's the other thing. It still reached the casual masses. It just didn't reach it in the way that they wanted to, but there's so many other things that they could have did that they didn't do. I know Terrence Crawford got a YouTube channel. What happened to the Road to Undisputed? Skip All Access just doing something. Stay connected with the people at the end of the day, man. You got to stay grounded with where the fight comes from. Errol Spence got a channel, got outlets, got social media, this, and that. A whole lot of stuff could have been done. But most importantly, you guys let the juice out of what made this fight sizzling. You need to talk about the ducking. Believe it or not. But they say, oh, well, we don't want to have no antics and all that other stuff. If you ask me, I think the closer we get to the fight, it'll pick up. And it'll pick up heavy. Because I think all this cordialness is going to come, it's going to get loosened up the closer we get to this fight. And that's exactly what they need to spike the views and get the attention, because let's face it, you guys are dry out there. Just saying, you guys are dry. At the end of the day, you box, but you're still in the entertainment world. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Van, I'm out.